Your vision is the promise of which you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of which you shall at last unveil. We are starting Visions and Ideals from As a Man Thinketh. We'll do a short reading today to start your day. This is powerful material, and we will dive right in. So this is from As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, the best book of all time, in my opinion. And we are on the second to last chapter titled Visions and Ideals. And I'll read from the screen, so I'm not looking down. Listen up. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. As the visible world is sustained by the invisible, so through all their trials and sins and sordid vocations are nourished by the beautiful visions of their solitary dreamers. Humanity cannot forget its dreamers. It cannot let their ideals fade and die. It lives in them. It knows them as they realities, which it shall one day see and know. All right, let's focus on that. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. The dreamers are the saviors of the world. As the visible world, the world we can see, is sustained by the invisible world, the world within, so men, through all their trials and sins and sordid vocations, are nourished by the beautiful visions of their solitary dreamers. Humanity cannot forget its dreamers. It cannot let their ideals fade and die. It lives in them. It knows them as they realities which it shall one day see and know. Composer, sculptor, painter, poet, prophet, sage, actor. These are the makers of the afterworld, the architects of heaven. The world is beautiful because they have lived. Without them, laboring humanity would perish. Are you an artist? Are you an actor? Are you somebody who is a dreamer? Are you a musician? It says composer, sculptor, painter, poet, prophet, sage, actor. These are the makers of the afterworld, the architects of heaven. The world is beautiful because they have lived. Without them, laboring humanity would perish. There's many studies that talk about times of recession. There's a lot of talk about that right now. I pay no attention to it because it doesn't matter. During the crash, the stock market crash, times of war, really bad financial situations, collectively and individually. The one thing that studies show people never skimp on is escapism and entertainment. Art, music, movies. This is what people will always need to sustain them, because without a vision, we perish. Without knowing where we're going, without a goal, without heading somewhere, we just drift, bobble, float on the sea of life, and we get fearful, anxious, worried, rightly so, because if we're not headed somewhere, we know that we are just sitting ducks. We are susceptible to the dangers that are going to come in upon us because we're just sitting there, not moving. We need to move. We have that desire within to always grow and to expand. And when we're not doing that, we know it. And it's not always clear, but that's that little inkling, that little nudge, that little gnawing inside of you that's, okay, you just achieved that. Beautiful. Enjoy it, but let's move on. Let's go to the next mountain. And a lot of people can say, well, that's a lot. We are goal-seeking organisms. We are meant to grow until the day we die. Never be satisfied. Never be satisfied. Dissatisfaction is a creative state. To be dissatisfied means that you are looking for a new way, to be satisfied again in a new way. And that's not a bad thing. Always be grateful, happy for what you have, but never satisfied. Satisfied is stagnant. Satisfied is death. To remain satisfied, to rest on your laurels, to say, I did it, I've arrived, I'm going to sail or cruise. There's no such thing. That's an illusion. We're always urged to grow, that little gnawing within us, no matter what we do, no matter the highest of heights. We always have that calling to be bigger, to be more, to be better, to be new. If we were satisfied with the quill and ink, we would have never got the typewriter. We would have never gotten a computer. If we were satisfied with the landline or telegraphs or letters or snail mail, we would have never gotten the phones. Think about how technology has unfolded. We have only gotten as far as we've gotten because we've been dissatisfied with what we've made. And that's okay. That's how life works. So always be grateful, always be happy with what you've done and proud, but never be satisfied, because dissatisfaction is a creative state. Out of dissatisfaction, being dissatisfied with something, that's where the new idea is birthed, the further along idea, the bigger idea. Okay. He who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. Columbus cherished a vision of another world, and he discovered it. Copernicus fostered the vision of a multiplicity of worlds and a wider universe, and he revealed it. Buddha held the vision of a spiritual world, stainless beauty and perfect peace, and he entered into it. Cherish your visions, cherish your ideals, cherish the music that stirs in your heart, the beauty that forms in your mind, the loveliness that drapes your purest thoughts. For out of them will grow all delightful conditions, all heavenly environment. All these, if you but remain true to them, your world will at last be built. To desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. Shall man's basest desires receive the fullest measure of gratification and his purest aspirations starve for lack of sustenance? I found this in my life. So it says, shall my basest desires, my desire to party and to numb and to just feel high or, get the hit, those base desires of just my animal physical body, the quick hit, the fix, shall my basest desires receive the fullest measure of gratification? I'm always there to please. The chocolate, the ice cream, the sex, the alcohol, the drugs, the smoking, the relationships. Shall my basest desires receive the fullest measure of gratification, and my purest aspirations, my biggest dreams, starve for lack of feeding them? That's me, and I think a lot of people. We are very disciplined. We are very, very disciplined, but in destructive ways. We are disciplined to binge watch. We are disciplined to go out. We are disciplined to drink. We are disciplined to be in a relationship and, to feel validation from other people. We are disciplined in that area, but are we disciplined in areas that really will move the needle in our life in the direction that we want to go? Really getting there, really making headway in ways that we never thought we could. That's what deserves the fullest measure of our gratification. So he goes on to say, the law doesn't work that way. We will burn out. We're breaking the law if we continue to gratify our basic animalistic desires. Such a condition of things can never obtain. We can't ever make it if we're just focused on the hit, the binge watching, whatever, getting that hit. We must focus our attention on the long game, the big game, the music that's in our hearts, the scary stuff. That's what we got to do. Ask and receive. Dream lofty dreams and you shall dream. So it says, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Dream lofty dreams. Dream them huge, because that's what you will become. Vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you will at last unveil. I love that quote. I had it above my desk. It's in storage now because we're in transitional times, but it says, we'll leave it with this. The greatest achievement was at first for a time a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. Everything in this world, every amazing thing, every inspirational thing that exists in this world, whether it be an object or a piece of art, a piece of film, a piece of music, was first a thought, was first a dream in someone's mind. And it's only those dreamers that continued and stayed with their vision. They had the power of the will, the focus. They kept their dream, their vision on their mind of whatever they wanted to create in this physical world and bring into this world so that other people could see it, feel it, experience, taste it, touch it, smell it, watch it, feel it, be moved by it. The dreamers that had those dreams, they stuck to their plan until it became something. And then, of course, everybody gets on board. But while you're going for your dreams, remember this: people will not support you. Some people will. That's an extra cherry on top. You're very lucky. And more importantly, your friends and your family will not be your fans. Don't expect your friends and your family to like and subscribe and to be your big cheerleaders. They won't. If they are, you're very lucky. I have a couple people in my life I'm very, very lucky, but it wasn't always like that. Your friends will not buy tickets to your shows. Your friends will not promote you. Your friends will, if they do, that's great. If you're forcing them to do, they probably do it out of obligation. They have their own dreams. It's other people who are attracted to you, people who don't know you, strangers. It will build slowly, but don't ever beg anybody to follow you. Don't ever beg anybody to promote you. Don't ever beg or feel desperate or be angry with people for not supporting you, especially if they know you. I was just having this conversation with my mom. We were laughing. And she knows it. I said, Mom, at first I was like, Mom, you don't like any of my stuff. Oh, well, like she's my biggest cheerleader, but it's just like, I don't know. She just, and it's okay. I don't care. Could I get really hurt? Oh my God, or my closest friends. It's hilarious, but it's okay because that's not who is, of course, they support me in other ways. But when it comes to what we're putting out there, don't ever be upset that your family and friends don't support you. Just do what you're doing. Because are you doing it for the validation? Do it for you. Who cares? If what you're doing is genuine from your heart, excellence cannot be denied. So we just have to have patience. Infinite patience produces immediate results. I think that's from A Course in Miracles. I'm not sure. Infinite patience produces immediate results. What are those results? Peace, calm, relaxed, a knowing that what you want already exists. I love that idea, and it kind of says it here. Your vision is the promise of which you shall one day be. And this is a truth. You may not achieve it in this life. You may go and die and never live your vision. No one is going to make your vision happen but you. You have to believe in it. That's why you got to cut all the fat out. Be on a strict mental diet. Do not fuck around with people who do not dream big, think big, and believe in themselves or you. Don't surround yourself with people who think small-mindedly, who go for the status quo. This is how it's always been. Sorry, honey, that's the past. I'm looking for the way it's going to be. Always growing, always expanding. So your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. You have a prophecy. You have a vision within you. Make it happen. No one else is going to do it for you. Surround yourself with people who believe in big goals, big things, big dreams in themselves, in you, in other people. Don't hang around people who always point out the reasons why things can't be done, who are naysayers, who argue for their limitations. Ain't nobody got time for that. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll continue this chapter tomorrow. It's one of my favorite ones, so I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.